The front door creaked open, not with the familiar jingle of keys, but with a slow, deliberate push that sent a chill down her spine. A figure stood silhouetted against the afternoon sun, a presence both unexpected and deeply unsettling. Her daughter's boyfriend. And he wasn't alone. The aroma of freshly baked bread usually filled Sarah's home with comfort, a gentle hug in every inhale. Today, however, it felt like a cruel trick, a false promise of peace in a house suddenly holding its breath. She had been kneading dough on the warm kitchen counter, lost in the rhythmic push and pull, when the front door, usually a cheerful portal of family life, gave a slow, protesting groan. It wasn't the sound of her daughter, Emily, bounding in, nor her husband, Mark, after a long day. This was different. A hesitant, almost furtive sound, followed by the soft scuff of shoes on the hardwood floor. Sarah's hands, dusted with flour, froze mid-air. Her heart, a quiet drumbeat just moments before, began to hammer against her ribs. She was alone in the house, or so she thought. A quick glance at the clock confirmed it. Too early for Emily, too late for any planned visits. A shiver, cold and sharp, traced its way up her spine. She wiped her hands on her apron, her movements slow, deliberate, each second stretching into an eternity. Curiosity, a dangerous siren call, pulled her towards the living room, towards the unexpected presence. As she rounded the corner, the sight that met her eyes stole the air from her lungs. Standing by the entrance, not quite inside, was Jake, Emily's boyfriend. His usual easy smile was absent, replaced by a tight, nervous grimace. But it wasn't just Jake. Beside him, a young woman stood, her head bowed, her hair a tangled curtain hiding her face. Her shoulders trembled. Sarah's breath hitched. 1,000 questions, sharp and urgent, screamed in her mind, but no sound escaped her lips. The scene felt frozen, a tableau of unspoken tension and raw vulnerability. The afternoon sun, usually so inviting, cast long, distorted shadows that seemed to writhe with silent secrets. Jake's eyes, usually so confident and direct, darted around the room, avoiding hers. He cleared his throat, a small, gravelly sound that seemed to crack the heavy silence. "Mrs. Davies," he began, his voice a strained whisper. I need your help." His gaze finally met hers, and in their depths, Sarah saw not the usual boyish charm, but a desperate, pleading fear. The young woman beside him let out a soft sob, a sound that pierced the quiet like a tiny, broken shard of glass. Sarah remained silent, her posture still, her gaze unwavering. Every instinct screamed at her to demand answers, to unleash the torrent of questions swirling in her mind. Who was this girl? What was happening? Where was Emily? But something in Jake's eyes, a depth of genuine distress she had never witnessed, held her back. She simply looked at him, then at the trembling figure beside him, a silent invitation for him to speak, to explain the impossible scene unfolding in her normally peaceful home. The smell of baking bread suddenly felt sickeningly sweet, a stark contrast to the bitter taste of apprehension now filling her mouth. Jake shifted his weight, his hands clenching and unclenching at his sides. He took a hesitant step further into the house, and the young woman, as if tethered to him, moved with him. "This is Chloe," Jake finally managed, his voice barely audible. She's in trouble, real trouble." He looked at Chloe, a flicker of protectiveness in his eyes. Chloe still hadn't lifted her head, but her hand, small and pale, reached out, blindly seeking Jake's, finding it, and clinging to it like a lifeline. Sarah's silence was not a sign of indifference. It was a fortress, a space she held for the truth to emerge. Her mind raced, sifting through possibilities, none of them good. Her daughter's boyfriend, a strange girl, and a plea for help. It was a recipe for disaster, a knot of secrets tightening with every unspoken moment. The silence in the house hummed, heavy and expectant, waiting for the dam to break. Sarah simply nodded, a small, almost imperceptible movement. her expression a careful mask that revealed nothing of the storm brewing within her. Jake finally took a deep breath, as if steeling himself. Chloe, she's pregnant. And the father, he's a lot older, and he's been not good to her. He found out she was trying to leave, and he got violent. She had nowhere to go. She ran. I found her. She was just wandering. His words tumbled out, rushed and breathless, painting a picture of fear and desperation. Chloe's soft sobs grew louder, a raw, unrestrained sound of pain. The world tilted for Sarah. Pregnancy, violence, a young girl, alone and terrified. All of it brought into her home by Emily's boyfriend. A whirlwind of emotions threatened to overwhelm her. Anger at the injustice, fear for Chloe, concern for Jake's involvement, and a deep, aching worry for Emily, who remained blissfully unaware of the drama unfolding in her own house. Yet, Sarah's face remained still, her gaze fixed, absorbing every word, every nuance of pain and fear. Her silence was a powerful force, a space of calm amidst the rising tide of chaos. She was a silent observer, but an active listener, her empathy a palpable presence in the room. Jake looked at Sarah, his eyes pleading. "I know this is a lot, Mrs. Davies. I shouldn't have brought her here, but I didn't know what else to do. She needs help. She needs a safe place, just for a little while." He gestured vaguely, as if the urgency of the situation was too big for words. Chloe, sensing a shift, finally lifted her head. Her eyes, red and swollen, met Sarah's. In their depths, Sarah saw not just fear, but a flicker of hope, fragile and desperate, like a dying ember trying to catch fire. Sarah walked towards them, her steps soft but steady. She stopped a few feet away, her gaze sweeping over Chloe, taking in her bruised wrist, the tear stains on her cheeks, the way she clutched herself as if trying to disappear. Without a word, Sarah reached out, not to Jake, but to Chloe. Her hand, still soft from kneading dough, gently touched Chloe's arm. It was a light, reassuring touch, a silent promise of safety in a world that had offered her so little. Chloe flinched at first, then slowly, tentatively, leaned into the touch, a silent acknowledgement of the unexpected kindness. "Come," Sarah said, her voice soft, calm, a stark contrast to the tumult of emotions swirling around them. "Let's get you something to eat, something warm to drink." She led Chloe towards the kitchen, a haven of warmth and light. Jake watched them go, a small, almost imperceptible sigh of relief escaping his lips. He saw the silent strength in Sarah, the quiet dignity that offered refuge without judgment. He knew, in that moment, that he had made the right choice, despite the fear that had gnawed at him. As Chloe sat at the kitchen table, cradling a warm mug of tea, Sarah moved with quiet purpose. She placed a plate of bread before her, still warm from the oven, its inviting aroma finally cutting through the lingering tension. Chloe ate slowly, cautiously, as if unsure if the food was real, if the moment of peace would last. Sarah sat opposite her, not pressing for more details, not asking endless questions, just offering a steady, comforting presence. Her silence was a balm, a powerful affirmation that some wounds needed quiet healing before they could be spoken aloud. Jake, who had remained by the doorway, finally sat down beside Chloe, his hand resting gently on her back. He looked at Sarah, a silent gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you, Mrs. Davies," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "You don't know what this means." Sarah simply offered a gentle smile, a quiet understanding passing between them. The afternoon light, which had earlier cast such unsettling shadows, now streamed into the kitchen, warm and golden, illuminating the shared humanity in the room. Over the next few hours, Sarah became a silent guardian. She contacted a local women's shelter, discreetly, carefully, ensuring Chloe's safety was paramount. She listened more than she spoke, offering comfort in cups of tea and the steady rhythm of her presence. The silence in her home, once heavy with tension, slowly began to shift, transforming into a space of quiet resilience and unexpected hope. Jake stayed, a steadfast protector, a testament to the quiet courage of youth. When the representative from the shelter arrived, a kind woman with gentle eyes, Chloe finally stood, her shoulders straighter, a faint spark of defiance in her gaze. She hugged Sarah tightly, a desperate, tearful embrace that spoke volumes of gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered into Sarah's shoulder, "for everything." Sarah simply held her, a silent promise of continued support in her heart. As Chloe and Jake walked out the door with the shelter representative, Sarah watched them go, a profound sense of peace settling over her. Her home, which had momentarily become a refuge from a storm, now felt lighter, infused with the quiet power of compassion. She returned to the kitchen, the scent of bread still lingering, a reminder of the unexpected encounter that had transformed a normal afternoon into a testament to silent strength and unwavering empathy. She knew she might never know the full extent of Chloe's journey, but she had offered a safe harbor, a moment of profound kindness that would echo long after the front door closed. Sometimes, the greatest acts of heroism aren't shouted from the rooftops or emblazoned across headlines. They happen in the quiet moments, in the silent strength of an outstretched hand, a listening ear, or an open door. Sarah's story reminds us that true courage often whispers, offering refuge without judgment and healing without fanfare. It's a testament to the unseen battles fought every day and the profound impact of those who choose to stand in the gap, offering silent resistance against injustice and quiet compassion to those in need. What moved you most about Sarah's quiet strength? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where you're watching from. If this story touched your heart and you believe in the power of silent heroes, please subscribe. Join our community as we continue to honor the true, often untold tales of resilience, empathy, and unwavering humanity.